Hi everybody, it's Bonka922. Okay. Um Fairy Tale, chapter 310. I'm going to be as nice about this as I possibly can. Because I was just in a live stream with Devil Artemis, Ryoku, and a bunch of people. And someone commented in that live stream saying that King of Lightning did an hour. No, this is what I heard. He did an hour-long Fairy Tale review. Now, I don't know if it was this chapter or... And I just took a look at, I think, Ryoku Joten. And he just said it was shit. I'm giving this chapter a 2 out of 5. That is high as I can go with what happened in this chapter. And I don't even think I should even state what happened in the chapter. Okay. There's one thing wrong with this chapter. There's one thing wrong with this chapter. You know what the thing wrong with this chapter was? It took each person fighting their fight too quickly. This chapter was short, and majority of it was focused on who? Oh, Lucy and Yukino. Well, wait a minute. You're focusing on those two? Why? Oh, I don't know Lucy's the main character and stuff, but why did you take you... And I was just counting to see how many pages it took them. Well, I don't count page 3 because that's the title page. So from page 4 to page 10... Let me see if I'm right on this. Yeah. So from page 4 to page 10, that is solely on Lucy and Yukino. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 7 pages. Then you got another 10 pages. So that's 17 pages. 10 pages to talk about the other fights. That is just... I don't even mind. Hey, I'm not saying anything, but this was bullshit, man. This is like... but I saw this coming. I knew. I was like, okay. Last week's chapter was good. Get to see the executioners. Executioners, they were pretty damn good. They were fighting Fairy Tale. I thought it was interesting. This chapter, it was like they showed each frame of Wendy, Mira Jane, and Panther Lily and Natsu. It took them like 5 seconds to beat their opponent. Like I said, 2 out of 5. Now, I'm going to do a summary, but this is not going to be a long summary at all. This is just sad. Front page had Loki on it, and, it says, oh, it's time for a chat. And funny thing is, in this chat page, Loki looks like he's a cat. The way that he shaded it. It looked like he had cat ears. And they're going in, oh yeah, oh, we got our keys, yeah. Oh, and then Yukino brings up the gate of Pisces, which is the fish, and their real appearance is a mother and her child, so they shape as a son and a mother, and then she brings out Libra, and she counterbalances the gravity supposedly, and then they just just knock him out, this Thai guy, and then he brings out this whirlpool range thing, and they go into the water. Oh yeah, there's water. Luffy's like, but now there's water, so I could bring out Aquarius for like the 50 millionth time. Now, like I said, this chapter was shit. It was like, come on. I know she's the main character. I know Lucy's the main character. But Was it really necessary to use 7 pages on her and Yukino? If that's the case, she should have been last. This chapter was like, ugh. You know, it was like, last week's was so much better. This week's is, ugh. So she says, oh, she's going to bring out, you know, Aquarius. She opens the Great Aquarius, and here's Aquarius, yeah, and that's where we stop. They don't even show the end. They don't show Aquarius what she does. It ends. And then we go to Panther Lily. And him fighting that guy with the acid, you know, and he says, I spent training with GAJEEL, and he says, the body has been hit by his fist of steel so many times. I'm proud of my steel-like resistance, body and spirit. And he's like, boom. And we see him, and then we go back to, and we go to Wendy. And here's the problem. Already a problem. We saw Panther Lily for page 11. Now we go from him to Wendy. That's like, you're not spending enough time on the fight. It's like, oh, 5 seconds. Oh, that's good. Huh? Now, before I continue with this summary, I should mention one thing that Luffy the Super Saiyan told me. Apparently, Hiro Mashima is working on another manga. And Luffy told, I don't know how much accurate this is, but Luffy the Super Saiyan told me that the news is that he's been working on a manga since the Tenrojima arc. That's how long he's been working on this manga. Since the beginning of the Tenrojima arc. That means, from the Tenrojima arc till now, he's been like this. Oh, Fairy Tail. Oh, gotta do my manga. Fairy Tail. He's working on 2 shows at the same time. Pretty much. And that's the problem. Now, before I continue this summary, I have this thought. I will say this about this arc, as bad as these fucking fights have been, as bad as people say, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. I will forgive Hiro. On conditional. He has to deliver this eclipse. And what I mean by that, the whole shebang. The whole shebang. I want to see something spectacular from him with this eclipse. Dragons, it has to be spectacular. He has to kill some people. Yeah, that's also another thing. I want to see some despair. That's what I want to see. Seraph coming back, Uncle Nagia. I want to see some despair in Fairy Tail. Last time we got despair? Tower of Heaven. That was so long ago. If you can bring in despair, then I think, you know, he'll have made it up for a lot of things. Now, we see Wendy, like I said, and, you know, she's able to get out of that sleeping thing that was done. And she's, by blowing the leaves away, blowing away the flowers, and she says, I've become a sky dragon, you know, and then we go to Mira Jane. It was like, and here's the thing, that's what happened in this chapter. Each fight was like, given, how many pages? From what I'm seeing, like a page and a half. A page and a half. Each fight. And for Mira Jane, she's got, let's see, this page, and she's saying that Mira Jane's telling this one that, you know, don't want the poison, you know, papers. Magic isn't meant to kill people, and so on and so forth. It contradicts it. Oh, my friends are close to me. In other words, when someone is looking, I tend to restrain my power. When I'm alone, then I can release the full of my power. Now, Mira Jane got 2 pages, and she's like saying that for a demon, and she's like, she was saying, oh, poison, that's a treat for a demon. So she got 2 pages, and we didn't see the rest of her fight. And then We see Natsu beating the shit out of the guy with the mask, and he says Iron Fist of the Fire Dragon, which was weird. And surprise, surprise, how many pages does Natsu get? Oh yeah, he gets like 3! You see what I'm trying to get here with Hiro? His mind is somewhere else. It's somewhere else. Regardless, I'm giving this a 2 out of 5. He says a line, yeah, it's you that should be thinking twice before going against Fairy Tail, because he says going against the kingdom, the world, that sort of thing. And then we see the conclusion of everyone's fight. We see Panther Lily, we see Mira Jade, we see freaking Aquarius and Wendy, and I'm like, and he says, that's Fairy Tail, and I punch him through a wall. Everyone punches each person through a wall. And I'm left scratching my head and saying, why, oh why did it have to be like this? Two out of 5 people. Like I said, this chapter was bad. Last week's was better. But I have this to say. If Hiro wants to save his series, he has to deliver with this eclipse. No question. No questions asked. And that's my theory. That's my end thought on this chapter. About how bad this chapter was. And it was pretty bad. With how, 5 seconds and no one really saw anyone's fights. It was mishmash. Just mishmash. Regardless, I still like the series, but I have only this thing to say to Hiro. Deliver the eclipse. Deliver the eclipse. The eclipse. The eclipse. Because if he can deliver the eclipse, then I think that will quiet the anger of some people. Regardless, this was a bad chapter. I just thought it was such fairy tale. But this is to be expected. I knew this was going to happen. I said counterattack. I mean, come on. You know what that means. Fairy tale friendship. But regardless, I'm being as nice as I can be, and I am being nice on this. I mean, the only one of the group that was fighting that I thought was kind of badass was probably Mira Jane and Panther Lily. Panther Lily's pretty balls. Panther Lily, he's pretty fucking balls. I like him. So, next week's chapter, oh man, I better see ERZA, LAXUS, and GAJEEL. Because I don't want to see fucking Natsu and Lucy just like, let's try to find a way out. Gotta get into the tournament now, people. I want to see ERZA. Fucking ERZA, man. Against maybe Kagura or whatever. But this was... There's no way of sugarcoating it. This was ass cheeks. But like I said before, if Hiro can deliver the eclipse, everything might be right as rain. Right as rain. So yeah. And if you guys think my review was crazy, go check out King of Lightning's, because I don't know if it's true, but supposedly he did an hour review on Fairy Tail. He probably rent the fuck out of that shit. As I know. Oh, man. I'm being kind. I'm giving it a 2 out of 5. That's kind. Joten, he gave it a 1.5 out of 4. You know how bad that is? A 1.5 out of 4. He didn't even give it a 2. Crazy. Absolutely insane. But that's all I got for you guys. This has been Bonkai 922. Before I leave, manga suggestion block. I know I did it for the other channel, Evil King of Anime Versus, but I'm thinking about doing it for this channel. There's a few mangas on my manga list, that, seinens that I might want to mention that are very interesting. very interesting. There's this one manga that's got the artwork of Kira. Yeah. Very interesting. I will go in details later on, hopefully in another video tonight or maybe tomorrow, about this. And the verses will come up soon, hopefully. Tell you the results of those 2 verses I did. So yeah. It's been Bankai 922. I will see you guys later. Not a good fairy tale chapter. See ya.